Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and into another weekly cash budget envelope system video. If you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Sue. We'd love to have you as part of our family here on YouTube. And for those of you guys who keep coming back, thank you so very much. I hope everybody out there staying safe, staying healthy, and getting back to a little bit of normal in their life. So sorry about that. We have in Missouri what we call like death sinuses, and I always have trouble in the wintertime with sinus issues, as well as like right now in the summer. It's horrific. I constantly am clogged up or draining in my sinus cavity. I've taken all different types of medication. Nothing seems to help me. It is what it is. And whenever I get to talking and that, I know this is sounding gross, but when I get to talking and that stuff is draining in my throat, it makes me cough. So that's why I do that. I apologize for it. I don't know why I felt the need to share that with you, but nevertheless I did. I do not have a virus, okay? It's sinus drainage problems. It's getting to the point in Missouri now where it's starting to get really hot. And in Missouri, when it gets really hot, it gets really dry. It causes issues in my sinus area. Let me know down below if you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Like I said, we are getting back to normal in our budget routine. When the pandemic hit and I stopped working for a little bit, just because I worked in a doctor's office. I'm a phlebotomist. My main job is to deal with patients' drawing of the blood, calling them the next day, giving them the results of their blood, so forth and so on. And when the pandemic kind of hit, we really weren't doing that in the doctor's office that I worked for. So I was off for probably about a month, and then I went back to working like half days, 3 days a week. But now I'm back to work Monday through Thursday. I don't work Fridays unless somebody else needs a Friday off, and then I just volunteer to go in for that day. So we're getting back to normal here, and also we're in the process of buying a house. We have 2 houses to look at tomorrow, and I think the one house I think we really like. We have been in that house a few years ago because we used to know the people that lived there, but the new owners of that house are now selling it, so we're going to probably put an offer in on a house. I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see. As long as nothing major has changed within the house, then we probably will make an offer. It comes with 11 acres of land. It already has a pond on it. Those types of things, all the things that we're looking for. So we have been doing a cash budget and saving the majority of our money. I would say that since this time last year, we have saved more money than we have spent, for sure. We have a set amount that goes into our savings account out of every single paycheck of both mine and my husband. So we have saved quite a bit of money. We cut out a lot of extra things. We don't go out to eat as much as we used to. We don't go and just purchase stuff to purchase stuff like we used to. We have really been able to save up a lot of money so that when we move, we have the biggest down payment that we possibly can, therefore saving us interest in the long run, as well as we're going to be able to afford to buy some new furniture that we desperately need, like our couch and love seat. We plan on getting a sectional. Some of the boys' furniture needs a little bit of upgrade. We'll need all new appliances, obviously, and we're going to be able to afford to do that all with cash and not putting it on any type of credit. So we're pretty pumped and excited to finally, after a year of doing the same boring thing over and over and over again, we're finally excited to be able to move into a house. with as little debt as possible. The only debt that we're accruing is what we will owe on our house loan after our down payment. But we got a pretty good sized down payment happening for us. Like I said, we've been saving $200 out of every single paycheck that me and my husband get. It goes directly into our savings just like a bill. And then all of our other savings, like our tax refunds, the stimulus check that we got, all of that money is going into a down payment on this house. So we've actually saved more money than we thought we would. So we're pretty excited. We're really, really excited, and we're pumped to be able to do the thing. Okay, so you guys know that I've already taken out all of my extra dollars and I've added them back into this pile. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Normally, if I have any money left over in my groceries, my miscellaneous fund or my buffer fund, I take it out and I will place those somewhere else and use them elsewhere. For those of you guys who've been watching me, you guys know that we save every single $5 bill that comes through my hands. So we're gonna add this $5 bills to the $5 bills we already have, which should be 60 in here. So let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So we got 90 bucks in here, right? Is that right? I don't know why I just put this is backwards. Let me double check that one more time. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So 2 more 10s and we'll be to 100. And I will be taking it out and putting it into my cash envelope system that I have in my safe. I have a duplicate set of cash envelopes for the $5 challenge, graduation fund, vacation fund, and that's pretty much it. We don't usually get to $100 in all these envelopes all the time because this is the money that we use throughout the week in cash. The reason why we set it up and divvy it out in such a manner is because we don't want to be using and swiping our debit cards. I don't want anything to come out of my checking account other than bills. So that is the reason why we do that. We are also 1 month ahead in all of our bills. So the money that goes into our checking account this month for bills will be paying next month's bills, if that makes sense. And on the 1st or the 2nd, whatever that first Friday is at the beginning of the month, I go through and pay every single bill that we have, and then the money that we build up that same month goes to the following month. If you are interested in being able to get a month ahead in your bills, what I suggest you do is get you a cash envelope and start setting back your extra money for that account. Figure out how much your bills are every single month. A rough estimate. There's a couple of bills that we have, like our water and our electric bill, that can vary from month to month. So I usually keep a buffer amount of about $100 in with that bill money so that I know if it's a little bit higher, the money's in there to take care of it and I don't have to worry about it. And that actually works out a little bit. By the end of the year, I think we end up with an extra, like, you know, $1,000 in our checking account just from that extra buffer money that we keep in there, just in case our electric bill is a little bit higher. So, you know, go through your cash envelopes and start setting aside an envelope to get yourself a month and ahead. Once you get to that total amount that is what your bills are for the whole month, then what you're gonna do is start it on the first of the month, and you're gonna pay all of your bills and then deposit that money in there, and then that same month keep building up the money into your checking account for your bills, and then that way you can be a month ahead, if that makes sense. Also, if you don't have an emergency fund, I highly suggest that you set yourself up a cash envelope for emergency fund. Start setting back 20 bucks a week or 30 bucks a week, whatever you can afford, until you get it to about $1,000, and then take that $1,000, put it in a savings account, and don't touch it. That is whenever I stopped working, when the pandemic hit, we have about in our emergency fund, our personal emergency fund, we have 3 months worth of bills, the amount of money that it's going to take to feed our family, to pay all of our bills, to live comfortably, pay everything that we need. In case one of us gets laid off of work, one of us gets fired, we can at least survive for 3 months, and giving us enough time to be able to go out and find another job or figure out what we're going to do. When the pandemic hit, I cut our expenses down really low, so we didn't have to dip into that money, and we were successful. Like, we cut out a lot of these cash envelopes. We just weren't going to put money towards them. That goes for our personal account, our personal money. We weren't going and getting our hair done or our nails done. I still haven't made it to the salon. We weren't getting haircuts. We weren't doing nothing. I was giving my boys haircuts at home. We really hunkered down to where we didn't have to get into that emergency fund, and I'm so thankful that it's still there in case something happens as we move forward with this house buying business. We are covered. We're extra covered, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. This week, I'm not sure I'm even going to spend this $80, because I'll be honest with you, we did go to, I did budget originally to have this $100 here, because I knew I was going to go to the Mennonite farmers market store, which I did do. So I did spend about $20 in the Mennonite store, so I just subtracted that from my total grocery budget. And I got a lot of veg, you know, like cauliflower and cabbage and broccoli and stuff like that, and we're gonna go ahead and use that. We're gonna have probably steamed vegetables one night. We're probably gonna have Polish and cabbage one night. So a lot of the categories are already bought for us. I still have some chicken in the fridge that we need to go ahead and use up, as well as the hamburger for meatloaf that we need to go ahead and use up, which I think my husband's favorite is meatloaf. One of his favorites is meatloaf. So I think I'll make that for Father's Day. So we really don't have a ton of stuff to buy, just like, you know, lunch stuff and things like that. So we are going to, I got some 10s here too. We're gonna go ahead and just put 80 in here, 20, 40, 60, 80. And I don't need gas in my car. My husband actually put gas in my car today. We had to run up to a sports store about 20 miles from our house, so we just went ahead and took $20 after I had cashed my paycheck today and put it in the gas tank. So I'm just gonna leave this $20 in here for extra, but I don't look for me to have to use it, because that $20 gave me 3/4 of a tank. And we really don't do much traveling, especially right now. Baseball is getting ready to start. As a matter of fact, my kids are at baseball practice right now. Personal, I think I spent 20 out of here, 20, 40, 60. Yeah, so I had 80, I spent 20, and I can't tell you what I bought, but I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 40 back in here. I'm hoping to get the time to go and get my nails done, but it's not looking like I'm gonna have that time. Next weekend we're pretty busy. We're pretty busy this weekend. Today's Friday, which is the day I normally would go and get my nails done, but I haven't had my nails done for months. But we've had a whole bunch of stuff going on today where I didn't have the time to go and do it. So it looks like maybe next Friday, we'll see. That depends on if I end up having to work or not. School, we're gonna go ahead and put 20 in here as well. I have 30 in there, and I'm gonna put these 10s in. This school is we're just gonna start building up our school supply fund. I budget out as part of our bills for school clothes for all 3 of my kids, because they're all 3 gonna need new wardrobes. We have since went and bought all the kids new sneakers for school already, and we've of course bought baseball cleats and football cleats and all of the things that we need for sports. Paid all of our fees for sports, and so the last thing up is school wardrobes, but this here is just going to be for school supplies. So I'm just going to slowly start to build this up. You know, school supplies for 3 kids can be awful expensive. Of course, the oldest one's in high school and he goes to Votech, so his supplies, depending on what he's going to need for Votech, may or may not be expensive. Most of the time they just have to pay a fee. He's in welding in Votech, so most of the time they just have to pay like a fee for using the supplies like the oxygen or the gas or whatever it is they do. I'm pretty sure it's oxygen. And then he already has his equipment as far as his welding mask. We ended up purchasing that last year, and his sparker deal. I don't know much about welding, but I know that we spent a bucket of money last year, so he's probably not going to need anything or too much of anything this year. So, you know, notebooks and note paper for him, but the big 6th grader and the big 1st grader will need probably a bunch of stuff. As per usual. Dollar Tree, I've been trying to make it to Dollar Tree, y'all, and it's just not working out for me. As you can see, I still have my 20 bucks in there. Maybe I can get there this weekend. I'm not gonna make any promises though. So we're not gonna put anything in Dollar Tree. I don't ever spend more than $20 in Dollar Tree. I won't let myself. That is my budget. As a matter of fact, when I walk into Dollar Tree, I take that $20 bill and that's it. I don't bring my cash envelope system in that store. I do not take my wallet into that store. I legit put a $20 bill in my pocket and I say, okay, 20 bucks, that's all you're gonna get. But I have not been in a Dollar Tree in a hot minute, so I kind of want to get in there and see what's up. So maybe I'll squeeze in the time to do that this week or this weekend sometime. We'll see. Car maintenance has $40 in there. We're gonna go ahead and put another 20 in there. I really thought my husband was going to want this money this weekend because our van really needs an oil change because we had, you know, we just come back off a vacation, and usually when you drive that much you should always change your oil. You know, we have most definitely drove 3,000 miles. So clothing, I did take all the clothing money out of here, and the reason why I did that is because I needed some new t-shirts for work. So I went ahead and bought 3 t-shirts and the vinyl. I have a friend at work who has a Cricut. I mean, I could do the same thing here at my house, but she already has the design in her computer. So I went ahead and bought some iron-on transfer vinyl so that she can, you know, make the logo for my doctor's office, and then she'll iron it onto my shirt, and then she'll bring me back my shirt. So anyway, I bought 3 shirts and a 3-pack of vinyl, and that was roughly about $40. So I went ahead and used the clothing fund this time on myself, and I'm gonna put another $20 back in there. Sports is going to get $10. I'm not sure when our first baseball games will be. It's gonna be quite hectic here in this house because football signups are tomorrow morning. So Jack, who is my middle child, he will be playing both football and baseball simultaneously, and then Liam's still in flag football, so his season won't start until a little bit later. He will probably be through with baseball before football starts for him. But in the meantime, we'll have 2 baseball players on 2 different teams, and then we'll have football in the midst of that. So it's gonna get crazy in this house. And I welcome it. My kids have been waiting and waiting and waiting and really missing sports, and honestly we didn't know whether or not there'd be baseball or not, so they're really excited, more than happy to do both at the same time. Miscellaneous, of course, will get 40 as per usual. There. Family fun. I did take out the family fun money, and we did end up getting pizza last week. It wasn't on Friday like normal, but I think we got it either Saturday or Sunday, and we got a little crazy and spent all 40 of that money on pizza because we ended up treating our kids and getting wings and pops and all kinds of stuff. So we ended up spending all of that, and we are gonna put $20 back in there in case we decide to go for pizzas again. Gifts will get 10. Did I take out 10? Question mark. I don't know. If I did, oh, I did. It was Maddox's birthday, and we always, most of my nephews and nieces are at the age where they just want cash. So I did take out a $10 bill, and I think I took out another 20 out of my miscellaneous fund and gave that to Maddox for his birthday. So I do only have 10 in there. So we're gonna add 10 back there. And then vacation, of course, we'll get 20. That's gonna equal 60 in vacation. And buffer will get 20 as well. We generally always spend our buffer money and our miscellaneous money. That's how I end up with those $5 and change, is because I'm usually spending that, if that makes sense. Oh, I gotta sneeze, y'all. Bless me. I tell you what, the sinuses is a serious drag. It's a serious problem. Okay, and for Ethan's graduation, I have $60 in here, and I'm gonna add in another 20. So we are gonna do 60 bucks in there for now, and that is going to do it. That is what we're doing for cash envelopes this week. Let me know in the comment box below how your cash envelope system is working. Any of these products that you see in this video will have links to them in my description box below. I do have my own Etsy store which has these cash envelopes in there. And I'm just now getting back to getting real heavy in my Etsy store. There are a bunch of cash envelopes available in this size and also the skinny note size by Happy Planner. These are both Happy Planner inserts for you guys, punched with the Happy Planner hole punch. So if you're interested in that, you can by all means go and check that out. I have this, maybe not this particular planner, but one very similar to it in an Amazon link, as well as even down to my ink pens. Anything that I use for budgeting, it's in there. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the description box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. How are you coming along with your budget? Are you saving more than you're spending? Because we have worked really hard this past year doing that ourselves. You can tell now that I'm all snotty, right? Like the sinuses is out of control. So I'm gonna get off here, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. It's Friday when I'm filming this, of course, so hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you guys next week in another video. Have a great one. Bye, guys.